Hey Kids Book Club readers, I'm Sue and I am going to help you with our next craft, which is the unicorn circuit. And I'm just going to walk through, work with you, and make it maybe a little bit easier for you to figure out how to put the circuit tape and the battery and the LED together to make a light up unicorn or whatever else you want to have lit up. So I'm gonna go gather my supplies and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Okay, did you manage to collect your supplies? So you should have gotten an envelope from the library that looks something like this, just a plain manila envelope. And inside that manila envelope there were some paper instructions that looked kind of like this. And the instructions, of course, had all the items that were included in the pack and any additional items that you need. So let's see. It should have a unicorn card, some blank sheets in case you didn't want to make a unicorn card, you want to design your own. There should be a battery, some LED lights, some copper tape strips, and a binder clip. You'll also need to supply your own scissors, some clear tape, and a pencil. Let's see. And all of that together, we should be able to make a final product that looks just like this one that I made earlier with the light up unicorn horn. So I'm going to push this stuff out of the way so we have some space to work. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to do the unicorn card. So fold it in half, make sure it looks just like a card. You know, you fold it in half just like this. And I've already kind of pre-did this. So there's my card folded in half. Then decide where you want the light to come through. So on this one, I made it come through the horn, but this one I think I want to make a unicorn eye. So I'm going to carefully poke a hole there with my pencil, just like this, just like this. And once you have the hole done, you're going to color in so it shows up on the page behind, because we want to know exactly where that light, that LED light has to be in order for it to shine through where we want it to. So I actually wrote LED where I wanted it to be, and that's where that light bulb is going to be once we're all together. So if I was to give my unicorn a red eye, it's going to be just like that, and it's going to show through the front. It'll be shining right through there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to create the circuit map. And a circuit is basically just a circle where the battery brings the electricity to the light and then takes it away from the light and goes back to the battery. So it's a circle, and we're going to make an incomplete circle so that our light can go on and off when we want it to. So the first thing we need to do is to take a look at our LED light again. I'm going to use this red one. And what you'll notice is, hopefully, is that one leg is shorter than the other leg. Now, the legs respond to a plus sign and a negative sign. So the short leg is a negative, and the long leg is a positive. And that's important because when electricity comes out of the battery, it comes through on the negative and goes back in on the positive. So you want to make sure we have those aligned, if that makes sense. So I'm going to carefully unfold my legs on my LED, and I'm going to lay it down. Try to remember which one is the shorter one, which one is the longer one before you lay it down. Just like that. So I know that my tape, my copper tape, has to run through this and go to the battery. So we're going to draw a line that goes right underneath this negative, and I'm going to bring it up to the corner just like that, because I like it when you fold down the corner. That's when the negative will touch the positive and make the light. It'll complete the circuit, if that makes sense. So I'm going to mark that one negative. I also need to draw a positive line at the bottom of the LED parallel to the negative line, and it can be a little bit shorter because we're going to fold this down and it's going to land on the battery down here. So I'm just going to color that in, and I'm going to call that battery, and I'm going to put a plus sign here so I remember that's where the plus leg needs to be, and going what side of the battery I need to have facing down. So just like that. So I'm going to take that off, and we're going to start working with the copper tape. That can be a little bit curly, so be careful when you peel off the back because it can just curl up on itself. You want to measure your line and then cut it down just so it covers your pencil line, or a little longer. So I'm about an inch and a half too much there. Cut it. And then this is the tricky part. So it has this backing on it. And if you can get the backing off, there we go. So try not to take the backing off all at once because it definitely will curl on itself. But if you can get just that little bit out and then just follow down your pencil line. Follow down your pencil line like that, and you'll have one line done. So far, so good. Now we need to do another copper tape piece on our plus side. So do the same thing. You want to make it the length of your line, which goes through the battery, so make sure it hits that. Again, I'm about an inch and a half too much, so I'm going to close that, cut that off anyway. And again, be careful with the tape. Be careful with the tape. All right. And tape it down there and follow your line. All right. Then maybe just push down a little bit. That's looking good. So the next thing we're going to do is find our LED light again. Right there. Find our LED light again. Remember which side is the positive and which one is the negative. And get your tape ready. Have those legs. Put your light on the dot you made, and you'll see how your legs cross the copper. That's good. And tape them down. You don't need much tape, but just tape it down just like that. I'm going to tape that leg down too. Alright. Then we need to add our battery. So we have our battery. And again, we see that there's a plus side and a non-written on side. The plus side has to match the plus side. So we're going to go just like that. And again, we're going to add just a little tape to keep it in place. It has to be on the copper tape, just like that. And now we're going to see, we're going to close the circuit by folding down our copper tape onto the battery, and we had success. We have our light. So what you can do is take your clip. If you don't want to hold it, you can take your clip and clip it in the spot, and then fold your card back over, and I have a light up unicorn eye. Now sometimes you need to troubleshoot, and a lot of times it's because the LED light isn't laying flat enough on the copper tape, so mess around with that a little bit if you're having some problems there, and double check your negatives are with your negative and your positive is with your positive, and also just check, make sure your battery is on the copper line and that it's matching up. So how did it go? Did you manage to get a working light? If not, keep trying. I think you'll get it. We'd love to see what you made next Wednesday at book club. We'll see you then.